So hello and welcome to this Adobe Animate tutorial, and as always I will show you what we are going to be doing today. So I'm on the site Freepik, and I'm going to provide you a link in the description so you can download this, and I'm also going to provide you my Illustrator file in case that this vector won't be free in the future, or in case that you want to skip the Illustrator part. So I am going to click download, and I will go with pre-download, but you will have to attribute the author if you want to use this commercially. I will go to the place where I have saved this, and I am going to have it in here, and I am going to have a zip file like this, and I will right click and I am going to choose extract here. This is going to give me some files, and one of them is going to be this EPS file, and if I'm going to double click, this is going to open me this in the Illustrator. So I'm going to have something like this. And let me close my old files. So I'm going to have it like so. And if you are going to have some kind of warning, just click no. Now what I want to do is I want to create new document. So I will go to the file, new, or Control N, and I will go with 300 by 600, and I want to have RGB color, and this screen I want to have 72 ppi. And I'm going to hit create. Now what I want to do is I'm going to click in here, and I'm going to ungroup this. So you can go with shortcut, which is Ctrl+Shift+G, or right click and choose ungroup. And right now I am going to have this hands with this coin or this pig separated. So I can go ahead and right now with the shortcut Ctrl+Shift+G, and I'm going to get to this pig, and I'm going to put it in here like so, and I will have to scale this. So I'm going to hold Shift to stay proportional. You can hold Alt to go from the center, and I am going to do something like this, and now I'm going to get the coins. So basically I'm going to Ctrl+Shift+G in here, the same thing in okay, I will go back, the same thing in here, Ctrl+Shift+G, the same thing in here, Ctrl+Shift+G, and the same thing Ctrl+Shift+G. Like so, and for the accident I hit Ctrl+Shift+H, and it makes something like this. I don't even know. So right now I'm going to, and I will have to do this one more time because I went back. So right now I'm going to have these coins separated, and what I can do is click on this one, with Shift on this one, and with Shift select all of them, and I'm going to be able to drag them like so in here. And now what I can do is while they are together like so, I'm going to scale them. So something like this, I'm going to position them in here. I will zoom in with Alt and mouse wheel, and right now I can position them like so. And maybe I want to scale this because I want them to be approximately the same size. So I'm going to have something like this, and now what I can do is I am going to open my layer 1, and I can see that I have 4 coins and 1 pig, and I am going to click on layer 1 on these 3 lines and release to layer sequence, and they are still going to be in the layer 1, but what I can do right now is click on this one with Shift, select everything, and drag it outside the layer 1 like so. This means that layer 1 is going to be empty, and I am going to delete it, and we are going to stay with 5 layers. And I am going to provide you this Illustrator file in the description, as I said. Right now I'm going to save this Illustrator file, so just Ctrl S and save it wherever you want, and you do not need to change anything when you are going to save this, and I will see you in Adobe Animate in a few seconds. So right now I am in the Adobe Animate, and I will go with 300 by 600, and I want to have frame rate as it is and HTML5 canvas, so I will just hit create. And now I will go to the place where I have saved my Illustrator file. It is going to be in here, and I am going to simply drag it to the Animate like so. This will give me some options, but I don't want to change anything. Just make sure that you have everything checked in here, but you should have it checked. You wouldn't have it checked if you hide something in the Illustrator or something like this, but I am going to click import, and we are going to have them like so. I can go ahead and rename my layers, or maybe maybe I can rename only this layer. This is going to be pick, and the rest I know that it is going to be coins. Maybe one thing that I can do is I can go ahead and create some kind of background. So I will get the shape tool, I will go with oval tool, and I'm going to choose some kind of blue color, maybe something like this, and I'm going to draw a shape like so. And I will go back because I wanted to create this on the new layer. So I'm going to create new layer like so. And on this new layer, I'm going to create something like this. And now I'm going to position this layer 9 to the bottom like so. And I'm going to double click and I'm going to call this to be BG as a background. And I'm going to lock it. So I won't be able to move it. But maybe before the lock it, I'm going to position it a little bit down like so. So it is going to be maybe in the half of the canvas. One thing, maybe you don't see what is outside of the canvas. There is this icon, clip content outside of the stage. If you have this checked, you won't be able to see anything outside of the stage. And if you uncheck it, you will be able to see it. But I'm going to log it right now. And maybe right now I will change the stage color. So I will click in here and I'm going to go with something which isn't white. I will go with something which is almost white. But basically, if I'm going to hit Control Enter, I want to see at least something. I want to see my canvas basically. Now what I'm going to do is maybe I'm going to scale the pig a little bit. So I'm going to hit Q or go to pre-transform tool, and I'm going to scale this like so, and I'm holding Shift. So something like this. And now I will have to convert all of the stuff to the symbol, because you have to have the symbol in Adobe Animate to be able to animate. So I'm going to click on the pig and I'm going to click modify, and I can choose convert to symbol, and I can go ahead and call this to be pig. And I'm going to convert the coins of F8, it's the shortcut, and I'm not going to be bothered with the name. So this is symbol 1, this is symbol 2, you can call this coin 1, coin 2, coin 3, coin 4, depends on you. But basically right now in the library you are going to have something like this, and if you would like to reuse this, you can drag it like so, and for that it's good to have a names, but yeah. Now what I want to do is I want to extend my timeline, so basically I can go maybe to frame 200, and I'm going to click in here with Shift, select this like so, and click F5 or right click and insert frame. Now what I want to do is go maybe to frame, I don't know, 50, and I'm going to create new keyframes. So I'm going to click F6. And but I don't want to create the keyframe for the peak and for the background, so I can go ahead and go back and do it only for the coins, or I can go ahead in here and select these two keyframes that I don't want, and I can hit Shift F6 or right click and clear keyframe, and it is going to get rid of that keyframes, because I want to animate only the coins. And right now with the coins, I am going to select them, and I'm going to position them up like so, and I'm going to create classic twin. So I'm going to select this like this, right click and create classic twin. So right now we are going to have coins that are going to fall, but I want them to fall like so. And I'm holding Shift right now to stay on the same line. So we are going to have an animation like this. I'm going to hit Control Enter to see the speed of the animation. So it is going to be something like this. And I think that the speed is fine. But what I want to do is I want to offset this a little bit. So I'm going to select three layers, the first one not, and this is going to follow like so. Then I'm going to select this like so, and then I'm going to select only the one and position it like so. So basically we are going to have the first coin, the second coin, the third coin, and like so. One thing that we can do right now when we have this animated is maybe I would like to position this coin to the right. So one of the option would be, and that's the bad option, would be go in here on this keyframe and with Shift go like hold Shift and arrow and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the same thing you would have to do in here if you want to stay on the same line. So I would have to go with Shift and arrow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you can see that this is not the best way how how to move something like this. That's why I'm going to also show you with this one. There is this thing, move edit multiple frames. So I'm going to click this. This is going to give me a range. I'm going to create a range which is going to cover the keyframes of the layer that I want to move. I will click on that layer. So this is going to be layer 3 and it is going to be this coin. And right now I'm going to position it with my shift and arrow like so, but it is going to move both of them. So something like this. So basically right now we are going to have it like so, and I'm going to duplicate these layers. So I'm going to click on layer 5 with shift on layer 2. I will right click and I'm going to choose duplicate layers, and right now I am going to click on the first keyframe with shift on the last keyframe, and right now I will be able to position it. So I'm going to just drag it like so with my mouse, and right now if you want you can go ahead and change the position of these coins with this edit multiple frames. But now I'm going to create the animation of the pig. So basically I'm going to zoom in a little bit and I will see that the coin is going to fall in here. So I will go on the pig layer and maybe in here I will create keyframe F6 and I will create new keyframe in here F6, and I'm going to position him to the right, and I'm going to create classic twin, and I'm going to go with some kind of easing. So I will click on the first keyframe, I will go to the properties, I will go to the classic ease, and I will go with easy in out. This just makes the animation not linear but go slower, faster, slower. So I will go with this one, and the pig is going to move away like so. Maybe in here I can create new keyframe and F6 and F6, and right now I'm going to position him like so, and I'm going to create classic twin, and I'm going to one more time go with easing. So we are going to have something like this, then something like this. Then I'm going to create one more keyframe, and now I'm going to position him like so, and you can play with this as you want. So create classic twin, and one more time I want to have the easing like so. So right now he goes away like this. And now we have to do this animation few more times. So F6, F6, and I'm going to position him like so, and create classic twin. So something like this, and one more time I will have to do the easing part. So something like this. Okay, and I'm going to position this a little bit earlier, so he is not going to touch the coin. So maybe something like this, and maybe even more. So I'm going to position him like so. So we are going to have something like this. Now I'm going to create one more keyframe and like so, and I'm just playing right now. So I can do it like this, create classic twin, and one more time I will go with the easing. So I'm going to have something like this, but I want this to be earlier. So I'm going to position it like so. And now the last one, I will click F6, F6, position it in here like so. And it's not the last one, so maybe what I can do is I'm going to position this like so until here, so he's going to hide completely. So I'm going to do it like so, then like so, and I'm going to create classic twin one more time, so something like this, and then I will wait to this coin, and now I'm going to go maybe in here F6. F6 in here, and I'm going to position it like so, and I'm going to create classic twin one more time. I'm going to do the easing, so something like this, and we are going to have something like this. And I don't want to move this pig anymore, so what I can do is I will go, this is the last coin, so I will show you one more time with these edit multiple keyframes. I'm going to click this is going to give me a range. I want to have a range which is going to cover this keyframe and this keyframe, so it doesn't matter if the range is from here or from here or from here. But what I am going to do is I am going to click on this layer to copy, and I am going to position this like so, and I'm going to unclick this. So basically this one, the pig doesn't even need to move because it is not going to hit it like so. And maybe I would like to position my pig to the center like so. So something like this, and I'm going to I can go ahead maybe right now and position this without the edit multiple frames. So shift and arrow 1, 2, 3, and to the first keyframe 1, 2, 3. It's up here, but I was moving it. So we are going to have something like this. And now I'm going to create. I will hit Ctrl Enter, and I will see how this is going to be looking. So we are going to have something like this. And yeah. And now what I want to do. Okay, well, one thing that I don't like is this color of this shape. So I will unlock this, and I'm going to make this a little bit darker. So I'm going to go maybe with something like this, and let me see it right now, because right now the pig is going to be a little bit more visible. So I'm going to have something like this, and now I can go ahead and go with some kind of text. So I'm going to go to the top layer, I'm going to create new layer, and I'm going to write something like, I will maybe write it incorrectly, but don't you want to just save? Something like this. And I'm going to position this like so, and I'm going to convert this to the symbol, so F8, and this can be text 1, and I will hit OK. And what I'm going to do is I will get this keyframe, and I'm going to position it maybe in here, and I will create new keyframe with F6, and I will go to the first keyframe, and I'm going to position this down, and I'm going to click, and I'm going to choose that the alpha transparency is going to be 0, like so, and then I will create classic twin. So basically we go from down and from the 0 transparency up, like so, and I'm going to create the easing. So I will go, but right now I don't want to go with this easing, but I want to go with this one. So basically it will start fast, and it will slow down. So it will like appear quickly, and then it will like animate slowly in, like so. Don't you want to save? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably extend my timeline a little bit. So I will go to the 250 and click F5 to all of them. And we are going to have, don't you want to just save? I will click new keyframe, maybe in here, so I want it to stay up till here, and then I will create new keyframe, F6, and with the shift and arrow I'm going to position this up, and I'm going to click, and I'm going to create the classic, I'm going to choose that the alpha is going to be 0, and create classic twin. So this is going to go up and animate away, and right now I want to have a different easing, so I will go with easy in, and basically I want this to animate away slowly, and then accelerate and go away. So it will go like slowly and then disappear fast. And I'm going to create new layer with one more text, and I will just type in here invest with us, something like this, and I'm going to position this text in here, like so, over this one, and I'm going to convert it to the symbol, F8, symbol 5 is fine. Maybe I could have named it text2, but I'm not going to be bothered about it, and I'm going to position it maybe in here. I will create new keyframe in here, F6, on the first keyframe, I'm going to position this down, and I'm going to choose that my alpha is going to be 0, and I'm going to create classic twin, and I'm going to create the easing, which is going to be this one, like so. So basically it will go something like this. And I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter, and we will see what we are going to have. So we are going to have something like this, and yeah, and then we are going to have something like this. If I want, I am going to show you one more little thing. And yeah, I can go ahead and animate the movement of the ears of the pig. So what I could do is I will go to the first frame, first keyframe, and I'm going to double click to the pig, and I'm going to double click in here where is the ear, and I will double click one more time and one more time until I will get to it like so, and I will hit Ctrl X, and I will go in here, and if I'm going to try to hit Ctrl V, it is going to position me in the weird place. So I will go back, and I will go to the edit, and there is this paste in place, and it's Ctrl Shift V. So I'm going to click this, and it is going to position me where I want it. And I'm going to do the same thing in here. So I'm going to double click, double click, double click until I will get it. Ctrl X, I will go, and I'm going to delete this part because because I don't want to have it like so. So I will go back in here and I'm going to hit edit and I'm going to choose paste in place like so, and I'm going to click on the right now I am in the scene 1 and in the peak, so I have just positioned the ears in here, and I'm going to click on the layer 1. It is going to select me everything, or I can just select the peak like so, and I can right click and choose distribute to layers. And right now we are going to have I will click on the peak and it is going to be this layer, so I'm going to position it like so above them, and I will change the name to be peak like so. And now what I'm going to do is I will click on these ears and I will hit F8, symbol 6, F8, symbol 7, like so. And I'm going to extend the timeline, so I will go maybe to 250, so I will click F5. And now what I want to do, I will go back to the scene 1 and I want him or the pig to move the ears when the last coin is going to fall. So something like this, and maybe in here. So right now I'm on the frame 150 or something like that, 160. So maybe somewhere here I can make the movement of the ears. So I will go back to the initial keyframe. I will double click on the peak. And I will on these ears, I'm not going to rename them because we have like peak and 2 layers. And I'm going to create a keyframe on the maybe 160, like so, on both of them, F6. And then I will zoom in a little bit, and both of them I'm going to click F6, like so. This is which one? This is this one. And I will go back because I forget to do one thing, and that's before we are going to have other, before we will create other keyframe, what I want to do is hit Q, and I'm going to position this anchor point in here, like so, and the same thing for this one, so anchor point in here. So basically I'm going to be able to rotate it around that anchor point, and now I'm going to create the keyframe on the 160, like so, F6, and I will go maybe in here on both of them, and I'm going to rotate this maybe like so. This one I'm going to rotate like so, and then I'm going to select the first one, and with Alt I'm going to duplicate them like this, and I'm going to create classic twin like so. And maybe I'm not even going to be bothered about the easings, so I'm going to have something like this, and I'm going to select it. With Alt I am going to duplicate it like so, and maybe I will duplicate it one more time. And I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter, and we will see what we are going to have. So we are going to have this animation like so, and then he is going to be moving with the ears. And maybe what I can do to make this a little bit better, I am going to make this close to each other. So this is going to be like so. So he is going to be like move it once, move it twice, then it is going to be like nothing, and then I'm going to duplicate this one more time, maybe position it a little bit in here and duplicate it, and it is going to be like one more time, move it one, move it twice, and then stop. So Ctrl Enter one more time, and we will see how this is going to be look, but I think that it is going to be fine. So we are going to have something like this. Okay, and right now I'm going to show you how you can stop this animation, because for example for the Google Ads you cannot have the animation which is going to be looping forever. So right now we have two timelines. We have the main timeline, this scene 1, and we have the inner timeline, and both of them are 250 frames. So what I could do is I will go to this timeline, and I'm going to create new layer, and I'm going to choose actions, and I will basically type this dot stop parentheses and semicolon, and I'm going to copy this code, Ctrl C, and this is going to give me a little A at the beginning, and I'm going to position it at the end because it would stop the animation immediately if it was at the beginning. And right now I will go to the inner timeline, and I'm going to do the same thing in here. So I'm going to choose actions, and I'm going to paste it like so, and it is going to position me this at the beginning. You would have to create empty keyframe to be able to position it at the end, but yeah. So right now this is going to loop once, I can show you, and then it is going to stop. So it is going to play once like so, and then it is going to have this text, and then nothing more is going to happen. If you want your animation to loop few times and then stop, there is this website. I'm going to provide a link in the description, but basically there is this code twice, there is this one and this one. They are like almost the same, but here is the bigger smaller sign, and here is the two equal signs, and I want to go with this one. So I'm going to copy this, Ctrl C, and I will go back to the Adobe Animate, and I will have to do this one more time for both of the timelines. So I will go in here, I will right click, choose actions, and I'm going to replace this like so, and this number means how many times the timeline is going to loop. So I will go with number 2, and I will do the same thing for the inner timeline. So I will double click, I will go in here, actions, I will replace this, and I'm going to change this to number 2 like so, and then this means that this animation is going to be looping 2 times, and then it is going to stop. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save my animate file. So I will go to the place where I want to save it like so. I will create a folder which I'm going to call Animate, and I'm going to call this maybe big money, but you can call it as you want, and I will hit save, and I will show you that if I go to the place where I save this, I am going to have my animate file and some recover animate file, but when I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter to test this in the browser, it is automatically going to publish my JavaScript, HTML and some images to the place where I have my animate file. So I'm going to get rid of this because I don't want it to have like so, and I will go to the Animate, and I will go to the file, publish settings with this folder, and I'm going to choose the place where I want to save this. So I'm going to have this in here, and I'm going to go in here to the place where I have my animate file, and I will create a folder which is going to be index, and I have this in Spanish because I'm learning Spanish, but it doesn't matter. And I am going to create the index, and I will call this one to be index. I will hit save, I will hit OK, I will hit file, and I will hit publish, and now we are going to have index in here, index folder, and we are going to have JavaScript, HTML and images, and these images basically it means that in the file we have in the publish settings option texture, and I prefer to have the texture, but there are other options which you can use. But if you want this to work in Google Ads, you will have to go to the HTML.js, and you will have to uncheck these hosted libraries. I will hit OK, I will hit file, and I will hit publish. This is going to give us one additional file in the index folder, these libraries, and basically it's something which is needed. And now what I need to do is I need to add one code to my index HTML. So I will go in here, and I'm going to provide you this in the description, this website. But basically there is this meta information. Meta information maybe can be something like when you have MP3, and you have in the MP3 the name of the author of the song and name of the song. Those are the meta informations. But right now I will go to the place where I have my index HTML. I will right click, and I'm going to open this with brackets. You are probably not going to have the brackets, but this is like text editor for the code. It's free to download. You can use Notepad, Atom, Sublime Text. There are many of them, and they are free to download, but basically you have to have something to open the code, and it is going to open me a code like so. And we have HTML, we have head, we have some meta information and other meta information, and then the title. And between the second meta information and the title, I am going to position it like so, and I am going to change the width and height. My width is 300, so it is fine, but my height is 600, so I'm going to change it like so. And this code can be positioned in here, but can be also positioned above and above this one. So it doesn't matter in which order are these three meta information, but I prefer to put it in here like so, the last one. And now what I need to do, I am going to save this, I am going to close this, and I will right click on my index, and I will go to send to, and there is like option to send to like a zip file, and it is going to give you a zip file like so, which now is 104 kilobytes, which is fine because Google Ads wants this to be smaller than 150. But if you have any issue, there is the website TinyPNG, which allows you to make the, I can show you, I am going to write TinyPNG, and this is the website which is going to compress your PNG, and you could go ahead to these images, to this big PNG image, and you could go ahead and drag it like so, and it is going to compress this from the 37 to 28, so it is going to save you 10 kilobytes, and then you would just download this, and you would go to the place in here where I have my index, so it is in here, and I would replace this with the same name, so it would replace it, but I'm not going to do it, and then you would send it as a zip file. So yeah, this is it. This is all of the tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you have learned something. I do a lot of these HTML5 animated banners tutorials, and some of them are a little bit similar, but yeah. And I have plans to do maybe some kind of interactive banners with JavaScript, but that's for the next tutorials. So thank you very much one more time, and I hope that you have enjoyed this. Hit the like, subscribe if you are not, and yeah, thank you. Bye.